Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Apocrypha Apocalypse. I'm Gary Machuda. And this video, we are going to talk about a previous video we did. It was a news flash about the discovery of Esther at Qumran. Was it a hoax? Is it real? Well, that's what we're going to talk about on this episode. So fasten your seatbelts because the Apocrypha Apocalypse is beginning right now. All right, so recently I released a video because I found an article, actually was sent to me by a friend, where supposedly some scrolls that were undecipherable were able to be made out, and it turned out that supposedly it was the Book of Esther. Now, this is important because up until this point in Dead Sea Scroll research, there hasn't been a single fragment of Esther found. And so a consensus of scholars is that the Qumran community did not accept Esther as a sacred text because there were no copies of it found, which is a little dubious, but nevertheless, it's strong. It's an argument from silence, but Esther is a big enough book that chances are it couldn't have deteriorated into nothing. We should have found something in there. And so its absence, since it's a proto-canonical book, is very conspicuous. And so scholars have said, yeah, this appears to be that the Qumran community did not accept Esther. Well, there was an article that surfaced that claimed that Esther was deciphered, and this would overturn scholarship on this issue quite a bit. And that's why I reported to you. In fact, as soon as I got the article, I read it, I put it up on the Apocrypha Apocalypse for your consideration. And I also noted that there was a lot of red flag issues because there were just things in the article that were weird and didn't make sense. So I wanted it for your consideration. And I also did a little bit of research before going on, just looking throughout the web to see if there was other articles that confirmed it. And there really wasn't. So anyway, I threw it out there, and I want to give you an update as to the status. Is this a real find? And I'm pretty sure now that it appears to be a hoax. So there is no Qumran discovery of Esther. And for a number of reasons. And I want to give a shout out to two people specifically, David and Sean, for helping me out with this. Both of them did some digging, and it turns out that, yeah, this is looks like a hoax article. And like I pointed out in the presentation, there were red flag issues, very strange things that were going on there. But anyway, I wanted to confirm whether it's true or not. And so it looks like it's not. So this is important because the scholarly consensus still stands. Esther is absent from the Qumran data. And also, what's fascinating is that Christian lists that try to reproduce the rabbinic canon, the post-Christian canon that developed sometime in the early 2nd century, many times Christian lists would omit Esther. So it appears that this book took a long time to get into the rabbinic canon. So the evidence still stands in terms of Qumran. And anyway, I wanted to get this video out ASAP just because I'm interested in the facts, really. The Apocrypha Apocalypse is not some sort of shill, some sort of propaganda machine that's trying to crank out data that doesn't conform to the evidence. I'm convinced that the Deuterocanon is inspired scripture based on evidence. And it's my goal in this channel to present the evidence. And of course, we do take a perspective that is one that you won't hear normally within scholarly circles, although it is gaining ground. And we're just going to follow the evidence, whether it goes with our contentions or goes against our contentions. And so I was excited. I was actually hoping that Esther would be found, because that would be really cool. It would be a landmark discovery. And unfortunately not. So nevertheless, that pretty much fits with the scenario that we've been laying out historically. And if there's any other news on this front, if it turns out that there is a kernel of truth in this story, and I'll let you know. I also want to thank all of you for supporting this channel, because it's great that we have this cadre of people who really take the Old Testament canon issue seriously and take evidence seriously, and you're willing to dig and share your information, and so we can tackle things like this. I really appreciate it, because I can't do everything, and I just, yeah, I think it's fantastic that we're all in this looking together seriously and not hiding behind rhetoric and things like that. So anyway, until next time, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed or liked, please do. And take care, everybody. Bye-bye.